Everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski, aka Butterfly Karen. Welcome. So, welcome to today's interactive remote viewing session where I will be connecting to the highest order, as I always do. So, before I clock in, I'm just going to. It's been one of those weeks. It's all good. But I'll clock in a moment. Now, big shout out to M3 Tactical Tech. I kind of went to the gun show here today at Ben Avery gun range here in Phoenix. And I got chatting to Kevin Moore Jr. And we're just sort of chatting and about back home and things like this, just sort of who we are, what we do, and all that beautiful stuff. I mean, I'll talk to anyone, so it's all good. But he gifted me this wonderful cap, which I think I just make it look really cool. I think it looks great, as you do. But no, I'm pulling it off, put it that way. It's cool. I actually went in. I took I have my caps, but I like to put my flags on. My flag, half, Union Jack and half American. And so I sort of walked in with my Hailing Strategic sort of hat. And then... and I was hoping they might have been there today so I can grab a new cap because I had another little flag badge, Velcro. And I didn't see them there, but like I say, I got chatting and, Kevin gave me this one, which was fantastic, and I'm really pulling it off now. So, yes. Now, Kevin Moore Jr., M3 Tactical Tech. They specialise in I just want to get this right because I went to the website. Obviously, I do a little research and stuff like that. They pretty much design and manufacture tools and knives and for special forces, military, public. I mean, what else do they do? I'm just trying. Yeah, military, public, security, and all of that beautiful stuff. Really good. I was looking at some of the knives. I was too embarrassed to show him the knife I was carrying in my cowboy boot. I'm not going to do that. But you've got to remember, I'm from England, so knives are banned in England. We've lost our gun rights, we've lost our knife rights, and all that kind of crap. So here in Arizona, it's great because we're okay here, right? So, yeah, so I was kind of taking a good look, and we were sort of chit-chatting, and he was telling me that he has his own podcast, and I'm sort of, saying, yeah, I kind of do the same thing on my YouTube channel, and, it's like, I like to interview interesting people, and I went straight to his YouTube channel, which I'm going to leave the link to his YouTube channel, let me have a look, it was, yeah, because it's the I think it's Tria 2, I hope I'm right, group, but I'm sure Kevin can sort of touch base and correct me if I'm wrong, please do. Tria 2 group, their channel link, I'm going to leave that in the description box below, so go ahead and sort of subscribe. But if you're sort of he does interview interesting people. I was watching some of his where he's interviewing special for Navy SEALs. I was like, oh, this is going to be right up my alley. So and there's a former little soldier in the Territorial Army, Royal Logistics and all that beautiful stuff. Obviously, I'm always interested in that kind of stuff. And I was sort of walking around and I'm like, oh, God, love that revolver. Oh, look at that revolver. Oh, look at that revolver. I went there to look at some shotguns and I'm like, oh, God, the revolvers are just hurting the emotions. But I like that sort of stuff. I just, but you see, I don't really, I have a specialised weapon, so if I have to use it, it's not really a physical man-made weapon, but that's okay, I think if you've been watching me long enough now, you probably know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, just a quite big shout-out to Kevin, and, I will wear it, obviously, because I think it looks great with my outfit and everything, so you can, it's how you wear stuff, you can be business attire, but still wear a cap. It's really cool. Now, so yeah, definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel. Take a look at the website too. There's some good stuff there. Because I'll put both links for the website and the YouTube channel too. So yes, okay. Yeah, and they're based down in Tucson too, which is good to know because, like I say, I go down to Tucson as much as I can, and you know, there's a really good paranormal investigation team I worked with. I was sort of like tagging along with last year. So down in Tombstone, oh la la. And I'm hoping to go and sort of connect with those guys and gals again, and you know, sort of work alongside them. But obviously, if I'm down in Tucson, I would love to reach out and the thing about me is, you need an open mind for me. I don't care who you are, right? Don't care how famous you are. Don't care who you are, right? I don't care how cool you think you are. You may be cool, that's cool. I'm cool too, right? But I'm weird cool. So you got to own what you are. But a lot of people, they like to chat to me and stuff like that, and especially when they sort of learn a little bit about who I am and what I do. But it ain't normal. So I always say it's nice when people want to sort of have a chat with me and stuff like that. That's why I do my table chats, because I can control my table chats then. But people don't really invite me on theirs because they don't really know. It's hard, my field, what I specialise in. So unless you're extremely ascended and you're right there with a sort of like a cosmic stage and everything, you're not really going to understand me. But then again, even the most spiritual people I know, I still blow their minds, because there's so much to what I do and who I am, and it's not just one category or area within the realm of spirituality. You're talking parapsychology, you're talking paranormal science, you're talking, again, abilities of the mind. I mean, you can call me a Jedi if you want, right? But we've all got these mind abilities, we just don't all know it. So this is what I try and encourage people to understand and learn about themselves, that once you unplug yourself from the matrix system and learn a little bit more about what we are as a species. I mean, I hear it all the time. I listen to atheists. I'm clearly going somewhere here, so I'm just going to roll with it. I'm already well and truly connected to the higher order. So I hear it all the time, atheists, like, absolutely anti-everything. They don't believe in pretty much anything. I mean, they probably don't believe in themselves. And, you know, I'd like to think they try and believe in something, even if it's just yourselves, but they don't believe in anything. They like to try and debunk everything. And then I don't listen to mainstream science. Anybody that's that ranting mainstream science, right? I don't care. I'm not interested. First of all, my science is extremely intricate and very different. It is certainly not mainstream. But there's like, now I'm not talking about medical science, right? Because we need that. I'm very aware of that, and it's amazing, it's brilliant. But there's just certain, everything mainstream, I stay the hell away from, because it's called programming. And you got to remember, there's a lot of funding goes into those mainstream areas, right, that are designed to program you. So with somebody like me, you need an open mind. And if you want to have a chat to me, or table chat, or get me on your podcast, whatever, have at it, ask me questions, but don't try and debunk me. You can't debunk something that can't be proven or disproven. That's just idiotic, right? I'll debunk myself first, and I'll debunk anybody because of what I do. No. I'm trying to gather evidence and things like this. So I do listen to a lot of atheists, and I respect their non-beliefs in anything, right? It's okay. You can believe in what you want and do what you want. That's your beautiful thing about free will. But when I listen to them talk about the fact that we're not, they don't believe we're anything but dust, and like, how can we be an amazing species? We don't do anything. Well, maybe you don't, but a lot of us do, right? We've got some of the greatest minds on the planet, inventing every day. But a lot of that sort of that lack of belief in anything, or they don't mind believing in anything mainstream that's programmed into them, that they'll listen to, right? But the idea that they're going to slightly open their minds a little bit and venture out, right? Oh God, no. It's weird. But again, each to their own. Absolutely. But I'm not one of those people that's going to limit what our species is capable of. Are you fucking insane? I know what we're capable of. We're freaking amazing, right? We're absolutely an amazing species. Maybe not all, right? Because not all know. Secondly, and not all develop or become what they should be, what we could be, or then master it. And many do, but not enough, obviously. So, and then anything that's obviously different and weird and not normal, because it's not mainstream and it's not matrix systemized, right? Oh God, just don't even waste your time with those people, please, unfortunately, because you're just going to waste your... It's like talking to a... No, not going political right now. But it's you're just wasting your breath. You're wasting very perfectly good, valuable energy, even sat in the vicinity of these people, let alone having to listen to them and like, eyes rolling. Because, you know, they don't really know much. They only know what's fed into the brains by the televisions and things like that, and news, mainstream news. Ooh la la. So, yeah, that's weird, but I don't limit. Absolutely, I will never be arrogant enough to turn around and say we as a species, a human species, is not capable of. First of all, we're spiritual souls, right? We're depending on where you originate from, and then again you can believe in what you want. But this is a human experience. Right? We're a spirit soul, right? Energetic soul, spirit experience, living a human experience. So that's what's systemized and programmed into us. You know, oh God, I don't want to really discuss too much about systems. I'm sick and tired of that word, right? System. And I'm pretty sure everybody that watches me is sick and tired of it too. But break free then, because until it is completely destroyed, I'm going to have to use it, and it's really annoying, and I hate it too. But that's what it is. So, yeah, I don't conform to anything. I'm not a conformist. Absolutely not even close. I don't follow the rules. I don't follow literature rules. I don't follow any type of rules in any area of life. I follow man-made laws, right? I abide by the man-made laws. And, you know, all about civil obedience and things like this to an extent, because a lot of that's programmed too. So you've got to be very careful there. But I don't follow any man-made or women-made rules or anything. You're joking, right? No. And even right down to my author's side of me when I'm writing books, and right now I'm in the middle of writing like Angel Without Wings, and I've been writing that for years, and I'm serious. I need some time away. I need an ocean, a tropical ocean, right? A tropical beach with an ocean, right? A beautiful little ocean view that I can just step outside onto the beach, ground myself, get with the ocean, get with the marine species, because they're incredible too, and just connect with a mother Gaia, obviously, and then come back to my room and just write. Finish my book. It's like, so, and I really do need to, you know, time to find some time to rest the mind too. So, but yeah, when it comes to the office side of me, because I have a lot of I do a lot of different stuff. So I don't limit myself as in this human experience. I do not limit myself in any shape or form. If I want to try something, I'll try it. If I want to learn something, I'll learn it, right? Because we're all capable of that. So, and even if you can't afford to go to college, right, go to YouTube University. You might not get the certificate or anything like that, but you can get the knowledge. And then when you can afford to certify yourself and then take yourself to college, and these days you want to go online anyway, online universities, because one, you get scammed at the indoctrination centres anyway, just my opinion, but depending on what you're specialising in. But you can always learn. I mean, you'd be amazed at what you can learn on the internet, and it's a beautiful concept for that. But you've got to take the good with the bad. So, but yeah, I mean, when I wrote Iraq Saga, Desert Rose, The Reunion, Sweet Revenge, that's the fourth part of it. I'm also trying to finish, the third installment, Sweet Revenge, that's the third part. I'm also still trying to finish the fourth installment. Oh God. So that's, again, when it comes to my books, I do not follow the rules. There's a lot of mistakes in my books, purposely there for a reason, right? Because a lot of it's code. And if you know what you're looking for, and it's meant, you're meant to understand it, you'll know why it's designed that way. I'm not really one of those that feels like I need to explain myself. It's just, people read my books and go, did you know, Karen, you left some mistakes in your books? I'm like, yeah, I'm very aware of that. I wrote it. And secondly, they're all codes. Do you not crack codes? Okay, well, it's not meant for you then. That's what I do. I don't follow the rules. repulsor at all. So I'm never going to be one of those like Nadine Gordimer, one of my ancestors that's winning a Nobel Prize for literature. That's not me. That's not going to happen for me, unfortunately, because I don't follow the rules. But that doesn't mean I don't know and I can't write. So, and especially in the Iraq saga, there's a lot of codes in there. There's a lot of like interesting information, like hidden for a reason. But you've got to understand what I was sort of whistleblowing and what I was dealing with back then. So that's why. And you're going to find more mistakes in that series. And I still like, you know, I still believe, if I remember correctly when I was writing Sweet Revenge, there's still a few little mistakes in here too. Also, the Silent Storm. There's a few little mistakes in here, but again, they're not really mistakes. They're just codes. Right? Just be aware of that. So, if you do like a good crime thriller based on what I do, oh, hello there. That's a good little beach read if you want to, you know. And if you like crime and stuff like that, but it is fictional. My Iraq saga, fictional for legal reasons. Names changed everything because I'm a smart woman. And I don't deal with lawyers. We tried that back in the day, even tried suing the company. But, you know, because of where they registered their company, that's why they didn't win and I didn't win. They didn't lose and I didn't lose. It was just one of those shitty little legal things. So, again, killing evil. These are my, these are more like paranormal investigations though. So, and these are like my experiences. But there's symbolism and everything I write. So, and like I say, right now I'm trying to finish like Angel Without Wings and the 4th installment of Iraq Saga. I haven't really named that. I haven't got a title yet. I know the title's there somewhere in the book. It will pop out at some point, but that's completely fictional, right? Because I just, like I say, when you watch, I wish you could watch, maybe one day. If you read Sweet Revenge, like I say, I was dealing with a sort of FBI agent back then, sort of towards the end, and oh my god, one of the agents I met was like, I read energy, and I was like, oh my god, you're a character. I need to use your energy to create a character, and I just made him a terrible, terrible agent. But will he be? That's the interesting thing. But again, it's fiction, so it's not really based on him per se. I just liked his energy. Like, there are just certain types of, and it's interesting because of my guys too. It's like, but it's interesting when I meet people and I understand, you know, again, the human condition and people's energy. It's like, you're an absolute character, whether you're an evil piece of crap in human form or you're amazing in human form, right? I'll bring that to life. I'll bring that to the surface. I'll change your name, right? But I'll bring that to the light because I like characters. We're all weird, wonderful, and wacky and off the charts in our own ways, and we're all traumatized by something. None of us are normal. There's no real healing. You have to heal, right? But you're not fully healed. No human being or multi-dimensional human being or anything like that. And we can't be completely healed because it's one constant learning battle of the human existence. That's it. Ever changing, ever evolving. So we're always going to be traumatized, and it's just a people problem. That bullshit of what traumatizes us is people. It's a people problem. But until that human behavior and mindsets change, where we stop hurting each other, that's not going to change how people get traumatized, unfortunately. So just a people problem. Life isn't doing that to us. Life's a biatch, right? Because she didn't give a shit, right? Because she's like a ferocious female. You have to learn how to work with her. But you've got to understand her. And I don't care about this if you're offended by the fact that I'm using a she, her, as life. I don't care about your opinions, right? That's on you. But that's my experience with life. She is an absolute biatch, just like karma. So, but if you deserve karma, it's on you. you take responsibility for it. If you're getting kicked in the teeth by karma, you accept it, you work with it, you correct your mistakes, and then you move forward. And if you've been traumatized or you've traumatized anybody, you fix it. And you heal the best you can just to keep moving forward. Because again, we never truly heal. We just have to heal what we can as much as, and it's just small steps, everyday small steps. But we are all traumatized by something, and some people go through life just constantly getting traumatized. It's awful. But we have to change that pattern too. And I'm not saying people deserve it. Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. So it's just, but some people will attract energy signatures will attract certain types of people that are just traumatizers. Because again, it's a people problem. So when you sort of learn you understand that, you'll change your pattern of your attraction. And then life, you never truly heal. Like, I've worked on my childhood traumas. Again, I've said this in another video. I've completely healed my childhood traumas, but that does not mean my little Karen doesn't pop up going. Sometimes I go, oh, you forgot this, Karen. Oh, you forgot about this little area. Oh, you forgot about this time. Okay, hit me then. Let's feel it. Now let's deal with it. Can't change the past. So even though you're healed enough to just keep moving forward and keep going ahead, there's always going to be something that will trigger you along the way. And like I say, when you're dealing with PTSD, I've been there. And you never really get over PTSD. You learn how to manage it, and you learn how to move forward and live with it. That's all. And you just do the best you can, because again, you're having a human experience. It's your spirit you need to cleanse and heal the best you can. When you heal a little bit of your traumas, you're healing your soul. And I'm a doctor of the soul, so I understand what I'm talking about. So, yes. So, yeah, if you want to enjoy my books, I mean, you can find them on Kindle, and I mean, you can go to like authorhouse2.com or .co.uk. You can order them there, but don't be buying them to go, oh my God, let's like look for all the mistakes, and then let's like, I don't really give a shit about your reviews. I don't give two flying flip-flops. It's idiotic. If you're going to go into that for that, you're an idiot, right? Because I'm telling you what to expect before you buy it, right? I'm not normal. I don't do anything by the norm. So, again, if you do want to, just be aware of that. And if you're good at cracking codes, or you think, oh, interesting, or you like that sort of stuff, because everything's a mystery and I'm an enigma. So, yes, just be aware of that. There are mistakes in my books. Not because I'm incompetent or because I can't spell. Really? Who the hell can't spell and all that kind of crap today? We have AI for that, which... So, no. Again, my reasons are usually hidden messages, hidden meanings and codes. So, that's that. If you choose to find fault with that, work on you. That's just idiotic. So, yeah, right. Oh, God. Let's get down to serious business. God, this is... Again, I'm a truth seeker and a truth speaker, and not everybody is going to like me for that. I don't care. I am not for everybody. I am not for the masses. I'm about quality, not quantity. So just be aware of that when you come across somebody like me. I'm just going to wait. I mean, I can feel it all coming in now, but I want to quickly discuss before I start. I go for the dimensional door that I need to get more information on, because this was just some screwed up. And you know what? I'm not even surprised. Human disgraceful evil behaviour does not surprise me anymore. And when you're talking about opportunists, right? So, so again, remember, if the clock-in time, which I'm going to do right now, if the clock-in time differs to the close-out time, to the clock-in and clock-out time differs from the video time, depending on how long I zone out for, I'm going to cut some of the zone outs, because otherwise that can go on for a while. So today is Sunday, October the 19th. Let me just... So, you know, I'm not lying. Everything's timestamped for a reason. Okay, so September... Okay. October 1924, and the time is 1:54 p.m. This is IIDR, is 42. You see, I wasn't sure if this was going to be a CCMP case, a cold case of missing persons, but because it was the download was coming right from the higher order, I'm like, okay, what on God's green earth is that? Because normally, when I'm working on a cold case or a missing persons case, it's usually the victim, the energy of the victim on that dimension, you know, beyond the veil, that will come and show me their last memory. But it was weird because it didn't happen like that. Now, this connection was on the 13th of October 24 at 6:11 a.m. When I was connected to the higher order, I was literally remote viewing, obviously. Well, I was astral traveling. But they were showing me from the visual perspective of, I don't know if I was a man or a woman. But there was a huge element of trafficking. I don't know if it's human trafficking or sex trafficking, but there was like trafficking. Very, very much so. Now, Hurricane Helene. I believe that's what was coming through strongly. Now, this could have happened to, was it Milton? Oh God, correct me. The one after that, the hurricane. But no, like I say, I was getting Hurricane Helene. So just before the storm hit ground, right, touched at ground, I believe there was like rain. Like it was like maybe a day or two before Helene, maybe even during the evacuation process, if people were evacuating at the time. But I feel like it was like a few days before, maybe no more than 4 days, I would say, very close to touchdown of the storm. It could have been a woman, because maybe I was having to, well, I don't think she was the only one or who this person was. But I remember once I was connected, I was in, I could feel the wind and everything. I'm like, okay, this, you know. Then I was getting the hit that this was Hurricane Helene. And then I was trying to get out the rain, and where I was, it was weird because it was like down a sort of street where, like a little main street where there was lots of stores. It didn't feel like a big city, but it could, I mean, I'm not saying it was or it wasn't, because it could have been like a side street or something, but I don't really know for sure. Anyway, I was trying to get out remember trying to get out the rain, and I was looking for a star, and I remember looking around, but some of the stars were like, you know, sort of closed, and then I found this star, and it looked like, at first I thought it was an antique star. Like I walked in, I'm like, okay, just to get out the rain, it was one of those. And it looked like an antique star, but then it became like a miscellaneous star, so yeah, there probably could have been some antiques there, but it was like everything. Like you could go in there and it was like a bric-a-brac star, that sort of miscellaneous star. So I'm going to go on miscellaneous. And then I remember sort of walking through the star, like trying to dry off. And then while I was browsing, there was a man. I couldn't get a description. I don't know if he was. I mean, there was an accent. Now I can't remember if it was Middle Eastern or South American. I cannot, I just knew there was an accent with a broken, like sort of broken English sort of stuff. So, but and then I remember watching him, he turned the light, well, the lights went out, and he's like, oh, it's okay, sorry, it's just the storm, you know, the hurricane's coming, all the power's going out, people, you know, and generator, I'm like, okay, well, yeah. And then the next thing, he locked the door. And then he told, what did he, because I remember him saying something. Yeah, the storm was not the electricity out. This was on the East Coast though, so I don't know exactly which area, but obviously we're Hurricane Helene. Now, the next thing, I got hit on the head and lights out. As I came out of it, I'm like, what? Right? And immediately, the higher order, or what I was getting from the higher order is opportunists. So I'm going to title this Trafficking Opportunists. I don't know if this is human trafficking for God knows what reason, right? Or it was for sex trafficking. But it felt like the storm felt like it brought an opportunity for absolutely off-the-charts people, like possible sociopaths. Interesting, I was discussing a lot of that in my last video too, so everything's constantly coming, you know, ahead. What I was hearing was, I'm hoping to get more clarity today too. A lot of missing people are still missing, declared as missing, due to the hurricane. But there is a lot of people who are missing that did not go missing because of the hurricane. They went missing days before. Or during. But they're not missing the way you think they're missing. Now, how you're going to be able to figure that one out, how that could be investigated, I really don't know. I'm hoping I can get some clarity on how we can pursue that too. But I mean, logically, if it was me, I would want to be looking at missing persons cases or anybody reporting anybody missing a few days ahead before the hurricane touched ground, landed. So that's one way to start naming some you need to be looking at for different reasons. But because of the hurricane, obviously you're talking like damaged buildings. Most of those areas still don't even have electricity, so it's going to be a very long process. But it feels like it was it felt. I mean, I was discussing the weather manipulation and stuff in IIDR41, paranoid psychopath video, the last one. So there's a lot of stuff I'm discussing on that one. And it felt like there was a lot more to come from that, which is pretty much where we're going right now. But it's almost like it was an opportunity politically, obviously. Let's not pretend that's not real, right? But it was also an opportunity for the most disturbed people looking for an opportunity to do what they want to do in the worst evil form within that human experience. So it just feels like it was an opportunity. It was the hurricane was an opportune time for extreme human disgraceful behaviour in all areas, but the worst extreme. I'm wondering, because it felt like it's a sacrificial numbers game still. So there may have been kidnapping, there could be human trafficking for sacrifices, because they're running out of, even people are still getting abducted, but, you know, there's a lot of amazing task forces out there right now, cracking down on trafficking and child trafficking and human trafficking, so they are making it just a little bit harder So that's why, and people are more aware of the surroundings now, unless you're just really unfortunate, because it still is happening, but where there's a disaster, there will always be the opportunists. So you've got to be very careful of that. So I always say, when you get warnings, excuse me, when you get evacuation warnings, right, don't just evacuate because of the storm, or because you just take note of that and get out of Dodge and stay safe, because you don't know what else you're dealing with, that you don't know what types of people you're going to be dealing with that are going to take advantage of that. And that's what's happened here. So I am going to connect that to the higher order, because I want to know, I want more clarity on, I don't know. But this is, you know, I'm not even surprised, because I was like days ago, and the last week has been incredibly heavy energy on, you know, the magnetic field and everything. It's like, now what is going on? I could feel it, right? So I knew there was a lot more going on, and obviously because I'm connecting all the time and channeling, it's like, what is this? And it took me down, like I say, it sort of took me down a little bit, not that way, just I go, oh god, heavy headaches, and oh god, there's a lot of downloads coming, because there was a lot going on. But the energy was shifting. You've got solar flare going on, which is affecting the energy, you know, the energy field and everything. And I'm like, oh god, so it was like that. But I was trying to work through it. But on the human condition side, that sort of behavioural side, on that spectrum, my god, it was like, on a collective scale, it was really, really dense. And again, like, I don't want to reiterate the last video, but there was a lot of fear. So I want to figure out what's going on, if there's anything more we need to know about this, because yeah. Okay. Okay, so here's the door. I'm just going to go through the dimensional door. I don't always know what dimension I'm going to be connecting to. Sometimes on there, but it can vary from 1D depending on how that's necessary, and I don't really go there much, but usually it can be anywhere from 4th dimension up to the 12th dimension. So, but the higher order is a part of all those dimensions. Oh god, it's really heavy. Okay. I knew it. I fucking knew it. What the? You've got to be kidding me. I pray this is wrong. I pray this isn't true. Right. Oh, God, seriously. It's like, okay. What the? Okay, right. I'd be intrigued to know. I'm not going to mention any agencies, right? At all. But I'm intrigued to know if there was donation tents set up ahead of time where you could go and donate your blood. Went through a bit of a health screening. Which would have given you personal information, including where you live. Could have been prior to the evacuation. I want to be wrong about this. I hope to God I am. Like the health, like they're saying there was donation tents for donating blood ahead of time. And then people were getting like just like health checks, and then if they were healthy enough for harvesting, trafficking opportunity, human trafficking. And then I had so many sought help and disappeared afterwards. Right. Oh, God. Because the visual I was seeing was from the perspective of just one person that could have sought out staying dry. Again, a lot of stuff can be symbolic. That could have been just an opportunity for a psychopath, right? But we don't know what else that person was involved in, that owned that store or worked there, whatever. But it feels much bigger than that, because then they were saying, check the lakes for dispersed bodies, and the autopsies won't match drowning, which means if organs are missing from people's bodies and then dumped in the lakes or dumped in the, once the floods came in, what a perfect way to dispose of bodies. And then I was hearing there was a recourse. it's interesting because I was hearing something on the news about militia groups turning on FEMA agents or stuff like that. I'm like, why on earth would that be happening? But then I was also hearing, again, it's all mainstream news, so I don't really pay attention, but that does not mean I'm not, like, hang on a minute. What is that? Because to me, because I was already aware of this opportunity that was going on, like, days ago, like, okay, are they discussing... But then I was also hearing on some independent news outlets that apparently there was units of, well, I don't know if they were female agents, I don't know if they were not, I really don't know, but apparently just shooting people during a hurricane. What's all that about? And then apparently special force units came in and took them out. So it's almost like there is a war going on, whether that's a recourse, with evil people, opportunists, right? And then the recourse was they were aware of it, like they already had the up at knowing that what was going to be happening, or they got the knowing that they were killing innocent people. Why would you kill innocent people, you know, that are already at risk of dying because of this hurricane, unless you wanted something? Unless you took it as an opportunity to traffic them, or, well, you're not going to traffic them at that point, or depending on, some probably will be trafficked, but, because it felt like there was a trafficking opportunity, but it felt deeper than that, and more sinister, which means if you were to shoot people, one, I'd like to know where these so-called people were shot, these innocent people were shot, and if they were close to these medical facilities, whatever, that were built temporarily, I'd like to know if there was cool boxes for organs, and then take one, you know, like one goes down, take what's needed, ship it up. Oh my. Maybe if something like that was happening, I'm not saying it was, I'm saying if it was happening, maybe special forces were aware of that and just like, oh, no, not today, Satan, not today. That, and just... And then, yet, the mainstream media is blaming these militia groups for turning on FEMA. Well, first of all, you don't listen to mainstream news. What they say, who gives a shit, right? You don't listen to them, ever. That's a narrative they're going to play. What you want to be asking is, why would militia groups be shooting FEMA agents if that's the case? What were they doing to deserve being shot? Or moved out, you know, get out of the area. What was going on there? No, I'm sorry, but no. I don't feel like the people that live in these areas, right, if they're having to fight back for something, you need to be asking why. Because their major concern should be really evacuating or hoping to survive a hurricane, right? Not dealing with what's going on here? Why are we... No, there's something else going on. Much bigger, and the opportunity was there. Which means we don't... Okay, I'm just going to go with it because it's all... I'm flowing somewhere here. The so-called health checkups, if this is what was happening, I'm not saying it's true, I'm just saying if what is coming in and this is what was happening, because they've given the addresses of where they live, you don't know just before the hurricane, like, hey, this is, well, now we've got your information, we know where you are, we know where to come looking for you. If it really goes, you know, shit really hits the fan and we'll know where you live, right? Didn't feel like that at all. It felt like, thanks for your information, now we know you're healthy, now we know where to come and get. That's what it felt like. That's exactly what it feels like. So people, it's almost like innocent people are just like, yeah, help us, right? You're here to help us, that's great, right? Okay, yeah, take some blood, you know, you need it because it's going to be chaotic, right? And yeah, do your basic health tests and all that kind of stuff, and you know, where do you live, and we know where to come, we know where to find you, we need to come rescue you, know, all that kind of stuff. Did not feel like a rescue mission at all. Oh, it's passionate, which means if it's getting tough and it's passionate, it's coming out like this, it's because something bad went down. That's the energy. Very, very bad, heavy. The only way you're going to find out these innocent people have not been buried, if this is what's happened, there's no time to bury them. They would have just let them loose along with the flood, right? So when people find them, it's like, oh my God, died in the flood, died in the hurricane. You need autopsies doing on these people. Every single person. When you find them, if you can find them, if they do reappear. Every missing person that is found needs an autopsy doing. And if it's not just death by drowning or being hit by fucking trees, you know, these sort of landslides, these, God, it's heavy, I could feel it, it's heavy. If there's organs missing from these bodies, right, they did not die in the hurricane. They died a few days ahead, and then they were probably, God, it's disgusting. Can we prove this? Not unless it's completely 100% investigated properly. It would need investigating. That's why I can't figure out why it was becoming an intuitive intelligence case and not a cold case, missing persons case. It felt much more sinister than, you know, just because it didn't feel like it was just one person. When the visual I was having to understand, it was bigger than that. Oh God, my God. Let me go back in. See what else is coming. Yeah, it didn't. What's been happening, what may have happened, can't say for sure. If something like this happened, it's the units of people, specialized people, that did this, that took the innocent people. But it's almost like I'm hearing the units of people got caught in the act. So maybe that's what the militias, well, the mainstream was calling them militias. I'm not going to listen to them. If the local people or the people of the cities or the towns or anything cracked up, witnessed what was going on, like, whoa, wait, taking out, they might have been caught in the act, literally. And that's probably why they started shooting them. Like, what the fuck, right? Obviously, the mainstream media is not going to tell you that if it's true, is it? Are they really? They are paid lying puppets. You've got to understand that with mainstream media. I don't care what channel. They are paid lying puppets. The best thing anybody can do with those creatures is turn them off. Not listen to anything that comes out of their mouths. They do not tell you the truth. They do not tell you anything. They tell you what you need, what they want you, or they're being ordered to deliver through the programming machine. You've got to be careful. These are very bad for your mental health, these mainstream media. They are paid lying puppets. They know it. They just won't admit it. Because it's all about the money. So, if that's what was happening, a lot of these units of these types of people that were, if this is what was going on, it's all harvest, it's organ harvesting. So, how can we find out for sure? That's what I want to know. It would be... Okay, right. If it was me on the investigation team, first things first, every single body we could find post Hurricane Helene, I would be separating every body that has been opened up, and then I'd be looking for missing organs, right? Because I don't really care what hurricane, no hurricane, right? No crazy terrain, whatever, ferocious not monsters, landslides and everything. They're not going to cut somebody open, remove the organs, right? And then, no. Mother Nature's amazing, but not that intricate, right? So I would want to be separating human bodies with missing organs, and you get your proper forensics on, forensic. Oh, God, I can't even speak. God, it feels like somebody just wants me to shut the. Let me just, and that's not, when the autopsies are being performed, the forensics are going to know if a person died of drowning, right? To, this one's been mutilated. Why is that? Why is this person being opened up? Why is there missing organs, right? This is what I would do. That's what I'd be looking for. That was where I would start the investigation. You can't do anything until you get the bodies anyway. Then, I would be doing, obviously, DNA tests, right? Tissue and part of that DNA testing with the profile of the person, probably going to get a good idea of where they lived, where they came from, right? So if you're talking about somebody from the East Coast, that's probably the Carolinas, that Hurricane Helene just sort of like went right through. You're talking, you will have an idea of where that person was. Now, you're going to start seeing a pattern. The more bodies that you find that you can rule against human organ harvesting, to just, well, that's really unfortunate. You got, the hurricane, this was a really sad, a victim. Equal victims, but one is of Mother Nature and the other is something more sinister. Human. So then you'll need to figure out, well, if you can even get access to these so-called health checkups, and you could find out if they actually donated blood days before Hurricane Helene. Then you can see the patterns emerging. Then you're going to probably have a list of different types of victims. And then you can find out if any of these particular units went to pick these people up, or if it was registered, if they were documented to go and pick these people up. I doubt very much there'll be a paper trail, but there could be an electronic trail somewhere along the line. But then I'd be intrigued to know, I would want to know, I would start investigating hospitals that have just received donated organs, or multiple types of organs within a 5-day period. 3 days before Helene, 5 to 6 day period, 3 days afterwards. They're going to need to get those organs obviously on ice, and then you need to look at the logistically look at the inventory of human organs that just suddenly came in within a week, right? Which means those hospitals are complicit. And then you can find out then who brought them in, what units of people brought those in, who gave the orders to bring those in, where, and obviously if you're going to really do your investigation, and once you've got the DNA test back, your results and everything, you're going to know those organs belong to those people. And then, yeah, you need to do, that's when I doubt justice will ever prevail here, because this is far too logistically, it just feels like some of these units got caught in the act, either, I don't know, possibly kidnapping people, like, I don't know. But yeah, maybe the locals caught them in the act and tried to shoot them, and then get out of our towns right now, you know, what? And so it's weird as well, because FEMA always comes in like, apparently FEMA was not distributing what the people needed, so why were they bothering to be there then? Why are people still needing generators and everything? So, but I'm not saying that's who's responsible, I'm just saying this is like I'm hearing units of people, so they could be connected and they may not be, we don't know. And then it could have, is it Hurricane Milton? Was it the next one? I'm going to have to check. Why am I getting Milton? Where is Milton coming from? I mean, if that's... Now I need to check. Because I'm confused as to why I'm really hearing... Was it Hurricane? Yeah, Hurricane Milton, October the 9th, 2025. You're looking... Okay. So... Yeah, I was right, Hurricane Milton. So that came, I believe that one came after Helene. So now you may have to do a Milton investigation for the same scenario. You don't know if the same thing happened there too. I don't know how you could get justice here. If this is what's happened, you would need to hold the hospitals responsible for taking in a high influxation of organs, right? But then again, you'd have to really investigate, because you don't know if they're just like receiving them. Like, these were the victims, they're all organ. You see, you don't know when they went for the checkups if they were organ donors. So, again, you've got to understand the universal laws of free will and stuff like that. It's like it would not surprise me. I would want to know if some of these missing people, when their bodies are found, and if they're missing organs, right? Again, if there's any bullet holes in them, then they clearly didn't die of the hurricane, did they? Right? Or, again, through autopsy and everything, you'd have to do some rigorous testing, but you would know if they were murdered, or if it was, but again, the hurricane's not going to... What are you going to do? You're going to know if the organs were removed from the post-death or post-hurricane. See what I'm saying? Or pre-hurricane. There's ways you can find out. I may not be experiencing these areas, but common sense is screaming that this is how I would go about it. So that's going to be some serious like manpower work and everything, but it might be worth ruling any of this out. And again, if those are found with missing organs, you might need to check them on the organ register, organ donation register, because that's the get out of jail free card for the hospitals, obviously. Oh, well, they're on their organ register, so we just accepted the organs. Okay, so you can't, it may be hard to, but you want to know, you'd have to, no, you'd have to really, there are people specialised in what I'm talking about here, so they'll know what I'm talking about and they'll know what to do. But I feel like that's what's needed here. Because even the vile mainstream media is reporting incorrect numbers of missing people and deaths. You see, they're only apparently reporting hundreds of missing people and deaths, and yet people are saying, no, there's thousands of people missing. So where's the other people? Stop listening to mainstream media, for the love of God. They are the enemy of the people. They can't stand you. For the love of, seriously. We would have to wait for data, the data and everything to come in, but again, depending on who's in charge of this, is the data going to be correct? Probably not. But the higher orders, like, it was bad, and it is bad. And if I lost a loved one in any of those hurricanes, one, I would not give up until I find my loved one's body, and two, there's going to be a serious autopsy going on. Just to rule out this possible sinister scenario. And then why on earth would a special forces teams come in and start shooting at FEMA agents? What is going on there? Because that's circulating. Something doesn't circulate for no reason. I don't believe in these sort of conspiracy theories. When mainstream media starts going conspiracy theories, you ignore them immediately. There's no conspiracy. There's conspiracy truth at that point. Then you need to go down a rabbit hole and start investigating what they're trying to hide. So stop listening to them again. So if there were special forces units trying to basically take in, and you got these so-called militia. It's interesting that these mainstream media going, these are militia groups. For what? Militia of what? Do you mean people that live in these villages and towns, right? That just be, why are they shooting these agents? Why are they trying to shoot at these FEMA agents? What are these people up to? What they're doing? They're not going to just go out there shooting them for no reason. So yeah, you won't get told that. So you need to figure out what was going on there and why that was happening, and then why were there special forces, different units coming in and trying to shoot, seriously, and shooting at, what? Does that sound normal for a hurricane sort of rescue, a FEMA rescue or anything like that? No, it's not. And I can't even eloquently explain it in a way. I have to just sort of go with it as well, because it's like, it's really, I can see the pattern. I can see how it would be a perfect opportunity. It's almost like they already had enough information. If this is to do with organ harvesting and using the hurricane as an opportunity to steal people's organs and kill them, right? And then blame the hurricane for it. People are evil, and evil's a choice. So this is where, this will be you probably had access to a lot of the people in those counties and stuff anyway, right down to who's on the register. And then, hey, come in and donate your blood. We're going to need blood. God, it feels really extreme, and I feel like I've just taken it to an extreme of, but these days, anything's possible. These days, I don't know. When it comes to the human condition and the human behaviour and the evil, sinister side of what is wrong with people today and what's truly going on, because if you understand the system, this would not surprise you at all. And human organ harvesting is a big thing. It's a billion-dollar industry. You know, you're talking about somebody can get kidnapped and have their healthy kidney can sell on the black market for like $250,000. And you seriously think evil creatures are going to take the opportunity of 2 hurricanes rolling in, back to back, thousands of people missing? Oh, there's a great opportunity. Let's steal some organs. Because we know the hospitals need them. Somebody's got to buy them. Got to go somewhere. Let me just see if there's anything else, because it feels like it's all flowing in, and so that's what I would be doing right now if I was on the investigation side. That might already be happening. That would not surprise me if it's not happening. And if it's not, it should be. Just to rule it out. Right now, it's just better to rule out everything. And then if there's missing people, there could be human trafficking too. So some people may have been kidnapped and sold into slavery. But they may have been registered to the law enforcement missing 2 or 3 days before the storm rolled in. All these evil creatures have to do is hold on to these people and hold on to these bodies till the storm rolls through. Then they can start logistically moving them. It's just the way it is. This is what happens all the time. It's just human logistics. It's sick. Oh God, anything else? Yeah, it just feels like that the higher order just wants people to, what I would do. If you have a missing loved one because of the hurricanes, do everything you can, as much as you can, for as long as you can. Never give up trying to find the bodies. Because they can't disappear forever. They're going to turn up somewhere. Even if they're in the lakes. I mean, but again, the higher order was like, check the lakes for dispersed bodies. So there could be a lake where there's a lot of those bodies. So they will have to resurface at some point. And then when you find them, obviously you want to, have funerals and things, but you need to do these people need to do serious investigate. I don't know, go for second opinions and everything. I probably want an autopsy done from a completely different state at this point. Because if this was happening, and this was allowed to happen, logistically, movements and everything, I would not be trusting that state, or people in charge of that state. I'd be like, what's going on here? I'm going to have an autopsy on this, my loved one, done in a completely different state. You want a second opinion, or even a third, fourth at this point. Just rule it out. Rule out. If this may sound like a conspiracy to you, test a theory, rule it out then. Debunk it. Go for it. But if you're going to go and do a deep dive and go down this rabbit hole, just be prepared. You might just get a shock. You might go in there thinking, yeah, I'm going to debunk this crap that this crazy woman's speaking. Okay, whatever. I don't care what you think about me. But go for it. But you're going to have to really do a major deep dive, not based on your own perceptions and your own my beliefs and stuff like that, or who you're affiliated with, obviously, right? Because if people are going to do a deep dive on you to figure out who you're connected to and affiliated with, you might be part of the system or the problem, right? So, That's what I would do. Rule it out. Like I said at the beginning, before I even really went in, and I hope to God this isn't true. I hope to God this did not happen. But then I would want to know why those so-called militia groups were shooting at agents. Why? There's always a motive, right? There's always a reason. And why the special forces units were coming in too, and also shooting at female agents. I mean, seriously, what is going on there, right? Rule it out. Rule that out. Debunk that, start there, figure out. Ignore mainstream media. If you're going to listen to them, yeah, you're too programmed. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to know anything. You're not going to get the truth. And you're not going to be able to do a deep dive if you're going, well, the mainstream news said this. Who gives a shit what they say? Who even listens to them anymore? Who in their right mind watches mainstream media? After the past 5 years, have you not learned anything about those creatures? You need to be going to independent journalists and reporters. Independent news outlets. None of this mainstream crap. Again, they are paid lying puppets. They work for like 3 companies. There's like 3 owners of whatever that owns all mainstream. No. For your own mental health and your own psychology, stop watching that crap, mainstream crap. That's just my opinion though. That's my personal opinion. Same in England. When I listen to some of my peoples in England, I'm like, why are you watching that crap? Why are you watching BBC News? Why are you still watching this shit? Have you not learned anything? It's the same in my country. My people are no different to they are here. It's like, what is going on here? Did you not learn anything? Do you enjoy being lied to? Is this what people need to do? Is this how programmed people are? That they need the comfortable lies and they can't handle the uncomfortable truth? Sad. It's really sad. And all I want to do is help people just like snap out of this spell, like this like dream state you're in. Go unplug. Because it's bad for your health and you're not going to really know what's truly going on and what really happens to people. Now you could have opportunists, human trafficking opportunists who kidnap people and steal their organs for the black market, for the dark web, that sort of market. So it might not be necessarily paid for by the hospitals and stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to do a deep dive on the dark web, and if you're already investigators and you're probably seeing a lot of distributed organs anyway circulating the dark web, because again, they're expensive. And then you need to figure out, well, who bought it, who they're buying it for, and who's the organ receiver. And they're probably rich, obviously. They probably belong to a rich family, right? Because poor people can't afford to buy organs on the dark market, the black market. So why I'm going here, why this is still coming out is clearly there's relevance going on. There's something going on. And I feel like the highest order is not going to let me come out of this energy until it's all enough's been said. But it feels really heavy energy though. Sad. It feels so sad. And now I can feel it like, because I'm feeling what's connected from the collective, it's like just horrific grief. It's like they can't even start it's like the people can't even start the grieving process properly. It's so sad. So donation tents were set up, like there's health checkups. Then I had, again, harvesting. Many who sought help disappeared afterwards. That could be in that short window I was discussing. Then I had recourse. So there was a recourse because of this. That could have been the so-called militia, or it could have been the special forces units. And then, again, I was told that people need to check the lakes for dispersed bodies. So which means if there's a specific lakes, right? Let's just say, for example, these units of evil creatures did do this. There would have been specific lakes that would have dispersed their bodies with empty vessels of missing organs. And then I had units of people caught in the act. It's like some of them got caught doing something really bad. Because if there was a recourse, from the militia, and then there was like firing recourse coming on from some agency or some peoples in some units were caught doing something evil. And if both the recourse from both sides was to shoot these people, what the hell did they get caught doing? What were they doing? That's what mainstream media will not look at, will not even remotely entertain. That's what needs to be investigated. So there's something there. Now, understanding if there's some great agents out there really investigating right now, they may already be on the same, depending on how much power they've got, depending on who is corrupted there. I don't know how much they can do, but you would want task forces on this, because it's human trafficking and it's a opportunity. Again, trafficking opportunities, but human trafficking is to do with organ harvesting, but it could also be doing like human trafficking with sex slavery and stuff like that too. So, but the biggest thing, this feels like the perfect opportunity for organ theft, organ harvesting. That's what this feels like. I might just change it to opportunity for traffic. No, I don't know. Organ harvesting. Trafficking came through. That came through, so I can't ignore that. But again, opportunity. So human trafficking, organ harvesting, opportunities. That's the title. Hurricane opportunities, so people know what I mean by this. Oh God, this is so sick, so sad, and so hard to believe for most people. But then I know there's a lot of people out there who are really switched on, and they know of this. This goes on all the time. So I don't feel like those people are going to be surprised by it. They're going to be like, oh yeah. This just feels like confirmation of what truly went down, what went on, the recourse, and now you need to start figuring out how to prove it. But unfortunately, you're going to need the bodies to prove it. And then if there is any real justice in the justice system, que sera, sera. I hope so. I'd like to think so. So let me just quickly see if there's anything else before I pull out this energy. Is there anything else, higher order? Okay. Interesting. This is ironic. Landslide of justice. That's all I was hearing. Landslide. That's just ironic. Maybe because it was so ferocious, because they used a hurricane that they now use in the term. Well, what they did here was so much evil, injustice to people that they're now going to receive a landslide of justice. I'm going to need to see that to believe that, because we're talking about people trying to get justice. I don't believe in justice like that until I see it. I need to see results, and then I'll restore my faith in the justice system. Until then, no way. But the higher orders making it clear there'll be a landslide of justice, so we shall see. Okay, I think that's everything that's come through. Okay, so I'm going to close this out at 2:56 p.m. Okay. That was heavy. I need to just pull out this energy now. Oh, that's better. I like it when the energy lightens up. Ooh la la, that was heavy. So, any developments, any changes, you know me, if there's any developments or anything, any of my intel comes to pass, you know what I'll do. I will do update videos to it, just like I did with Donald Trump, Spies in the Skies. I mean, again, if you want to watch, it's hard, again, because it's hard for me as a scientist to be able to get evidence and prove what I do. The intel, there's things that I couldn't possibly know. And again, with the whole Trump situation, getting that intel of his assassination that was coming on the 31st of May, 2 months before, well, almost, yeah, well, over a month before it happened. That's the only way I can prove my field. So if you want to just sort of, if you're new to me, you want to understand what I'm talking about when I do interactive remote viewing sessions, this is a form of remote viewing. It's not quite astral traveling, because I perform it a different way, but it's channeling, but it's a visualization. It's using your clear abilities too. But the same principle was with Spies in the Skies. If you want to, again, everything's time-stamped for a reason. So if you want to watch that video, start with Spies in the Skies, which was, I aired it, I believe it was in June the 6th, but, and then if you look on the dates, the updated videos, the Trump, when the day almost was assassinated, that's when I did an update video immediately, because I had to leave the state, and I don't know why. I still didn't get clarity on why I needed to get out of Dodge that day either. That was a weird. But I do I just listen to the higher order. I wait for the higher order, so that's what I do. I take, and then, again, then there was another, an update of what else was coming for this guy. So, when you're watching Spies in the Skies, right, if you understand the political arena of what's going on, I mean, there's a lot of symbolism in what was going on too, but it's pretty obvious. It's not rocket science. And even right down, I was getting the clarity right down to the coup d'etat that happened here in America, where President Biden was like completely, his place was stolen by Harris, right? That's pretty much what a coup is. Well, I was already foreseeing that. And you've got to remember, everything's symbolic. So when you're watching Spies in the Skies, I'm discussing the main stage. This man came face to face with the woman, and he said to her, like I say, you can watch the video, what are you doing here? And she shot him. Now, the coup d'etat is not a literal thing, but there was a shot, there was a shooting involved. It's all, and then there was the connection to China, because obviously Biden has connections to China. Everything is symbolic and it's all there. That's what I'm saying. If you really watch that video, and I do believe there's Morse code in there and everything, but I don't do Morse code, so I don't know what to look for and I don't know how to understand it. But people like do, and I don't mind if the higher order saying there's Morse code. That's for some peoples, but there's usually messages within the message. But again, even the symbolism that was coming through, it was pretty straightforward. So even predicting him losing his spot to the woman, right? And now he's losing the main seat of the presidency. It was all there. Even the shooting that happened, that was coming, and also what was coming too, was the coup d'etat, the coup. It was all right there. And so seeing that, all of that, what was coming ahead, it's frustrating for someone like me, because it's like, how on earth do I... And I had to wait. It's just a waiting game, because it will come to pass. And that is why everything is time-stamped, and that's what's so important to understand. Because when it comes to using these psychic abilities and what you can channel and everything, that is the hardest areas of parapsychology to prove, to get evidence. You had to just be patient, right? But weirdly, and I knew it was going to happen in July, and if you watch the video again, you will see I went right for my ear, because I remember when I was connected and channeling, my ear was hurting, which I was showing you exactly where he was going to get shot and everything. Because, you know, I feel everything. I'm an empath. And when I'm channeling, I had to feel what's going to happen. So you can decide for yourselves. If it's hard to figure out someone like me, and it's hard to, you know, okay, well, how can she prove it? Well, then you're just going to, not everything can be proven. There is a hell of a lot more beyond the here and now. But you're going to need an open mind. And that's why I say you need an open mind for me before you watch my videos. If you're small-minded and you've limited beliefs, there's no point in watching me. It's just going to confuse you, and I don't care if you're confused. So, and then at that point, your feelings are irrelevant to me, because I'm giving you a heads up what to expect. But yeah, if you were to watch that again, if you were to re-watch it, it's probably going to make a hell of a lot more sense with what's been going on. And again, the decoy plane, the higher order is still concerned about that decoy plane, and now we're getting closer and closer. Even I'm concerned. It's like maybe the decoy plane is that could be some more symbolic to decoy him, right? Make sure you've got some amazing, if you need to have a double, even a clone at this point, but the information, again, when you watch that video, a lot of the information was because the moles are in the mist, and I'm even discussing what was going on with the Secret Service and everything. So it was all there long before it happened, like 6 weeks before it even happened. I could not know that unless I was seeing it, being shown it, and there you go. That's the intel I get. So I'm not like anybody else. There is a lot of people like me who are specialised in these areas and do tap into their human abilities and use them. There is a lot of, but especially when it comes to like remote viewing and stuff, but there's only one of me. They're great, but there's only one of them. So we all have our own specialised areas, but this is just one area that I do the intuitive intelligence for. And then obviously I do my paranormal investigations, which is right down to spooky houses and spooky buildings, right down to working on cold cases and missing persons cases. I use the remote viewing method because it's a great way to connect to the energy frequencies of that person that's missing. Energy is energy. Just learning how to connect to the energy frequencies, because we are all energy. And when you zone in and zone out and you connect and you channel in those victims, but when I'm working on those, it's a little bit intense, because I'm usually seeing their last memories. If they're still alive, I may get an idea of where they are. So that's when I'll start astral traveling. Like once I'm connected to the frequency and I'm visually remote seeing, because it's all mind travel. But if there's a good chance I know that person's still in 3D, being held somewhere, then I'm going to majorly astral travel. I'm going to zone in. Then I'm going to see what's around me. And then I'm going to collect information that way. So I've just learned how to master my human abilities, what I do. And that's how I do it. So I use it for multiple different areas of life and what I can do. Some people do it differently, that's all. But, you know, a form of channeling is channeling. And that's why I said at the beginning, when I question why some people think our species is just dust and that's it. I don't think so. So, no, we're a hell of a lot more intelligent than that. And if you understand the true DNA, you'll understand most of us are not from this planet anyway. So, but again, I don't want to infringe on your beliefs, because you can believe in whatever you want to. That's the beautiful thing about free will. But this is what I do and why I do it. So, and it's not always pleasant. It's not always pleasant. And this year, like all of these, you know, 6D, 5D, 8D, 9D, hitting those dimensions. I mean, you know, earlier in the year, because it was kind of nice as well, because once I was connecting, when I went through the dimensional door, I was also being told, you're on 6D. Or when I went to 8D, you're on 8D. I'm like, okay, so that's why I labelled some of the videos the dimension I was on. The point is, I don't always know, and I don't really always care which dimension I'm going to be connecting to once I go through that dimensional door. At the end of the day, I'm connecting and channeling and working with the higher order, because they are on all dimensions. They are a multi-species. How can I explain? The simplest way, think of the Galactic Federation, right? You've got the Galactic Federation, which is a collection of all species from every, you know, from different galaxies and all, you know, different planets and everything, right? Just think of that like a big, huge. It's really hard to explain, but then, and again, I do discuss it in other videos. But once I'm connecting to the GF, it's like going to it's consciously connecting to the white room, which is where the whole like meetings. It's really weird, and I'm not the only human there, so. That's cool, but that's when I know I'm having a different, like, it's almost like a staff meeting. I know I have to keep it light and just keep it simple, but it's almost like an interdimensional staff meeting. It's just mind travel. So, but the higher order to me is a little bit different. It's like the higher order is also, think of a special forces team of Earth, right? And you've got one special force, let's say one SAS, one Navy SEAL, one from every single country, right? One special force man, right? From every, yeah, and I'm saying man because they're mostly men, but that's, so what, I don't care. One from each country, right? That's from Earth. That's what I would call an Earth Special Force unit, right? Because it's got a multiple of, it's got like probably hundreds of Special Force men. But there would be what I would call the higher order of Earth. They represent Earth's Special Forces, only one from each. That's what it's like with the GF, the Galactic Federation. It's like the highest order is one species from each planet. That's the only way best way to explain it, what it feels like, and it is channeling and everything. It's like multi-species, but they are like a special forces unit from, that's, yeah. So here and there, if you're going to have like channelers like us who work with the highest order. Now, other channelers might call the highest order something completely different, or they might just channel only the Galactic Federation. They might just channel just one species. They might just channel. We all do things differently, but me, I don't. I work for like the higher order. To me, is like there's a lot, and I know there's at least 123, but I don't know every single, you know, planet. I don't, it's like I'm not supposed to delve into that. The wisdom and everything and the information I get and the intel is for me to just do my job, right? And that's it. But then there's other channelers who do the very same, something similar, but they get, I'm just trying to, like Ishmael Perez, here's an example. He's a channeler like me for the Galactic Federation, right? But he gets different intel. I get intelligence of what we need to, but he does too. But he also gets knowledge to teach. I'm just like, for me, he's like a teacher. I mean, I am in a way, but not like him. That's why I'm a parapsychologist, and he does, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just using him as an example. He might just correct me and go, what are you talking about? That's so wrong. But I don't feel like I'm wrong. It just feels like he's a lot like me, but he does the channeling from the GF, but he also, he gets knowledge, whereas I'll get wisdom. He'll get knowledge. He'll get knowledge to teach. I'll get wisdom to pass on. And there's two completely different things. I know that might not make sense to some people, but yeah, we have different missions. So again, there is a lot of people like me. There is a lot of like channelers and messengers on this earth, right? So we just do things slightly differently, and we just, again, he might not necessarily work for the highest order, like the Special Forces team, or he could do, I don't know. But I do know he definitely he channels and connects to the Galactic Federation. And again, some others do too, but they might only have one agent. They might only be connected to one species, and that's where they get the intel from. So, again, it's all, everybody's different. Everybody has a different mission, depending on what they have to do and what, and that's usually the life path you go down too. So, and that probably explains why I work here telepathically through energy frequency connections. It's 6 federal agents. And they're from, and I feel like, I don't know them personally, I just know their energies, but I feel like they're from each federal agency. So they could be from, like, handpicked from one. But, yeah, and this third dimensional physical realm, that's where they work. That's what they do for a living. That's their careers. But they are highly advanced human beings, right? So they know how to connect to the energy frequency, and we know how to telepathically channel each other. So that's the best way I can explain it. And I know that's going to be like blow a lot of people's minds, and people are like, oh, that's just bullshit. Well, so what? Prove it's BS then, right? And prove it's not. So you can believe in what you want, but just because some people don't believe in any of this doesn't make them right, doesn't make us right, doesn't make them wrong, doesn't make us wrong. It's just a belief. That's it. So, and it is just mind-blowing. It's out there because it's not part of your educational curriculum unless you educate yourself externally. You're not going to get any of this in schools. Because if you understood this and you were taught this, you would not be part of a system. You would not be living the way you do. So, I hope that helps some people's. Again, I'm not for the masses, right? I'm not for everybody. I know that. Most people know that. But if you want to just learn something a little, like, it might just be, wow, that's wacko out there, but wait, test the theories. Test the theories with me. Learn something different. Open your mind. It doesn't, you don't have to, it doesn't hurt to open your mind at all. So, okay, is there anything else? Well, I feel like I've already closed out with the higher order, but yeah, I just feel like maybe sometimes people are coming across my videos and they're just a little bit confused. Well, just if you're still confused, right, about my intuitive intelligence, go back to just start at the beginning of the year. It will really help you catch up, right? And just start with 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, then Havana Syndrome, and all. Just follow the dates of when they're posted. And then it's almost like watching a series, but you need to start with the beginning, just of this, this year more than anything. Because these are the interactive remote viewing sessions. Before, I used to just do what I'm doing, but I didn't show people what I was doing. I didn't work that way. I used to just connect, get the intel, and then just put a 20-minute video going, this is what, right? Well, this year, 2024 started, I wanted to do things differently. I wanted my peoples, my subscribers and viewers to watch me working, connecting, how I do it, how I get the information, channeling. Because there's a lot of channelers out there, but this is how I work. So, and you also, due to like video fest being stolen too, and people claiming, no, you're watching me. So you're not confused then. Plus, not to mention the fact that this year it was safe. Again, I said this in another video. This year is an important year. 2024 is the year of everything changes. And most of you now will already know that and feel that and seeing it. And the reason for that is because a lot of channelers like me who work for the GF or the higher order, it is safer. We're no longer cloaked. We were hidden in plain sight for a very long time, and most of those who have also resurfaced are like, yeah, she's right. You know, we can attest to that because I'm no longer cloaked. I'm no longer cloaked. I'm no longer cloaked, because we had to be seen. Otherwise, we'd just be in the background, just doing what we do. We're still doing what we do. We're no longer cloaked by. We're still protected, but we're just not cloaked anymore. So, because apparently, it is safe for us to show the people now, look, you know, you're just as amazing as us, but you're going to have to develop what you've got, and you're going to have to master it, and you're going to have to open your minds and then switch from the matrix system to learn about who you really are. And again, let's go back to Ishmael Perez. When you want to understand the knowledge, he's probably the best person to get the. He teaches the origins, the sort of the galactic origins. Oh God, I hate to be wrong. He may have to slap my hand and correct me at some point in the future, but he educates and trains people to understand exactly where we originate from. Multiverses, everything. I don't have that time to do that because I have a different mission. So, but yeah. So if you want to learn about where you I mean, there is a lot of documentaries out there, and you can watch a lot, but a lot of them do get a bit confusing too. They'll give you information, but they won't give you sort of like absolute substance, and they won't. And it's weird as well. Like, they don't always give you. Well, they can't give you evidence and proof. I mean, they can give you, like, if they've got some sources in like agencies and like, well, we've got this information, but it's still not absolute physical proof, is it? Because it's still hidden from us. And because I specialise in, as a parapsychologist, trying to gather the proof, right? You seriously think, like, special agencies are going to give me the proof to give to the people? I don't think so. It's all been hidden for a long time for a reason. So this is why we had to gather it different ways. So my mission is slightly different to, like, someone like Ishmael Perez, but it's still on the same, he's still a channeler of the Galactic Federation. And he's an ambassador too. So that's what I'm saying. That's what it's like. That's our missions. But yeah, he's probably the, you know, right now, probably one of the best people to get the origin information. So that would be a good stepping stone to start from. I'll even put his website, I'll put his website in the information box too. So you can sort of go to his website and just learn about him, because it's like me. For me to try and explain who I am, what I do, it can take nearly 45 minutes. So I just say to people, go to my website. Everything you need to know about me is right there. And then directly, you can go directly to my YouTube channel from my website. That's it. So, and that's where you learn a hell of a lot more about me interactively. So, and then you learn about what I do, because I have different playlists for the different things I use my abilities for. That's the best way I can explain it. So yeah, there is a lot to learn. There's a lot of research out there, but you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the research. We can bring you the wisdom, we can bring you the information, but you're going to have to do some of the work yourselves too, because it's the only way you're going to wake up. And you need to wake up, and this is the year to do it. So, oh la la. I think I need a siesta now. So, other than that, I will see you all again very soon.